I can't believe I'm alive to see the day when the Senate actually passes the defunding of NPR and PBS. I've been doing this forever, and forever I've wondered, how come we have to pay for everything and they don't? How come we have to do it, but they don't? And then it was like, and we're paying them to do the things that we're against. At least half the country is against what they do. Why are we paying? And then the bird and the guy in the garbage can show up. And you're like, my kids want their plush toy. And every time I say, maybe they can fund themselves, everybody says, you want to kill Big Bird? Big Bird is living in a penthouse. Okay, Big Bird can afford the bird seed. Do you know how much money these guys have made? And yesterday the Senate votes to defund. I don't. But here's what makes me really happy. Here's the PBS CEO. Listen to this, cut 5.
We're always interested, obviously, in making sure that we're serving a multiplicity of viewpoints. Bill Buckley made his home on public broadcasting with a series called Firing Line, which continues today with Margaret Hoover. We are interested in having different perspectives that we bring forward. But when I look at the range of our programmings on public broadcasting, I can't make any sense of an argument that we are somehow biased in any way.
Oh, okay. Okay, whatever. Here's the case I'd like to make. You got to make money just like everybody else. We're not living in a communist system. Why are we paying for stuff that most people don't use? Why? When they can make the money themselves. They can do it on their own. Why would we pay for a government? Why? I don't care who it is. Let's say they were all just the big organ of the Republican Party. Would you want that? I don't. I wouldn't want to fund that either. Why? Why would we fund a government-run institution that is supposed to be giving us facts? Do you trust the government on anything? Because I don't. I don't want to hear it from the GOP. I don't want to hear it from the DNC. And here's the idea. You can make money on your own. Yeah, I know it's crazy. It's crazy. Why not? Why? Well, for the first time I don't have to make that argument to a member of the Senate. They voted them out. Funding done as long as it goes through the House. Oh, House, we're so close. We're so close, please. We're so close. Now, I will tell you that millions of children are going to die. Millions of children are going to starve to death. They will go uneducated. They will not know anything about the Wright brothers. They will never even know what a documentary is. They'll just be indoctrinated by these hateful people on the right, that are running things like ABC and NBC. What? Just know, millions of children are going to die. You're going to hear a lot of that. But as long as the House does their job, too late. I mean, may I just take a moment and admire what has happened in the last 6 months? 6 months ago, would you have even thought we could get to NPR and PBS? 6 months ago. When he holds his hand up, it's like, I promise to be a president. I'm going to be a good one. I'm going to protect and defend the Constitution, whatever that is. He stands up there and says that. Did you even think that we would get to a point to where NPR and PBS were out? Nope. Not for a second. Not for a second. So let's just take a moment and admire. No, House, if you screw this up, what are the odds it actually But what are the odds of that? I would have said 0 yesterday. I was talking to Senator Senator Schmidt, and I was like, really? I mean, come on, it's gonna. And he's like, no, I'm pretty optimistic. I'm like, yeah. Oh yeah, so am I. And it passed.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. Well, let's say hello to Pat Gray.
Hello.
Hi, Pat.
Now that you've covered the happy talk,
oh boy, are you going to be Debbie Downer?
Afraid so.
Really?
I'm a little pissed off today.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
really?
Just a little.
I can't imagine.
No, actually,
why.
a lot.
Okay,
I'm on fire pissed off today.
You don't sound it.
You know, this whole thing that they ratcheted up, that including President Trump ratcheted up because they got our expectations so high that this Epstein situation was going to be dealt with. We were going to find out the real story on what happened to him in the jail cell. We were going to find out the real story on who was abusing these children for years.
Yes.
We're going to find all that out. It's coming out day one. As soon as we're in office, we're doing it.
Believe me.
Okay, we wait 5 months for it, and then we're told, oh, I'm sorry, none of that exists.
Uh-huh.
What? That is not a hoax that we've been ratcheting up. I don't even think it's a hoax the Democrats ratcheted up. They did that to us. The people in office now are the people who got our expectations this high. It's really hacked me off.
I heard someone on your show today call in and say, I am so pissed. I'm a supporter of Donald Trump. I have been. I voted for him. Mm-hmm. And now he's calling me stupid. Mm-hmm. Now he's calling me a traitor or whatever. No, sweetheart, take that off your plate. He's not. He's calling me stupid.
Well, that's true.
He's calling me and people like me, including you, Pat.
Yes.
He's calling people like us stupid. Yeah. Okay, not you. He's not saying that.
Right.
That whole message is not directed to you. Just like when he sat down in the cabinet room.
That is really true.
And he said to the New York Post reporter, "Are you even? That's a stupid question. Are you even thinking? Mm-hmm. You're still talking about that? That was not directed to the American people. That wasn't even directed just solely to the guy from the Post." That was directed to all of the other reporters in the room. You want some of this? Because I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was an intimidation
tactic.
Right.
So he's not mad at you. He's not calling you names. He's calling people like me names. All right. Mm-hmm. And quite honestly, wish he wouldn't. But, it just comes with our job. It just comes with our job. President, if the president likes you, no president has ever liked me. If the president likes you, great. If he doesn't like you, oh, well. This is our job, okay? And my job is not to help him get elected, even though I think in my personal time, I think I did that because I so believed this is the end of the country without him. And I still believe he is moving towards the best president in the history of the country, absent George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. And he might, if we go through what I think we're going to go through, he might actually rival Abraham Lincoln. So I have tremendous respect for what he's doing. Only time will tell if any of that is true, and history will judge. But on the pace that he's at right now and the things that he has done, it is it's breathtaking. It's breathtaking. So I applaud him for all of those things. I'm a huge fan of all of those things. But not on this. And I'm just not going. I'm in this weird position, this really weird position internally here. I've got half the staff saying, I have the entire staff saying, you really don't want Donald Trump as an enemy. And I'm like, he's been an enemy before. Not pleasant.
It's
not pleasant.
That's very
but
true.
I've been here before. And part of me that says, oh, no, not again. But that's just the job.
Yeah.
I have everybody warning me, you don't want to do that. Then I have people warning me everywhere, you're going to alienate half your audience. I can't worry about that. Okay? I'm not doing this for business. I could, believe me, I would have retired a long time ago. I'm doing this because I believe in something, and I believe in truth. We're supposed to be pursuing truth. Okay. Now half my staff says, this is absolutely real. This is a cover-up, blah, blah, blah. And half the staff says there's nothing there. And so I had to get between the staff today and they're all so honest, and nobody's playing politics with this. I have the best staff, I think, of anyone in radio or broadcast, and maybe the history of radio and broadcast. These guys are so dedicated, but I'm going to rat Jason out because Jason absolutely believes this is a conspiracy. That's fine. That's fine. And I asked him, because he's head of research, I said, guys, I want you to go and I want you to spend the next few days and I want you to track, where did this begin? When did this begin? When was it we first started hearing about files? When did we first start hearing about, Bill Clinton is on that list, executives are on that list? Was it back in 2008, 9, 10, 11? Because if it started then, it wasn't about politics. Because right now, after 2016, that's when everything went crazy. Things were bad in 2010. But it was the Obama administration going after Jeffrey Epstein at the time. Okay. What did they say back then? Was there all this evidence that they had collected and not used? When did it become a conspiracy that it was being hidden? Now, I went to Grok today. I don't trust Grok. That's why I have actual researchers. But I asked Grok today, when was it? And it said it started around 2019. Now, I don't think that's right.
That's
right?
not right.
That's not right.
No,
that's
not
right.
right.
But anything after 2016, I throw up red flags everywhere, because then it's all about politics. It's either about getting Donald Trump or getting somebody elected, which leads me to, there's nothing in this about Donald Trump because they would have used it.
I believe that too.
He cannot be in this because they would have used it. The other thing is, people are saying he's not releasing this because he's got friends involved or there's big donors involved or the GOP. Donald Trump would burn the GOP down to the ground if he could. Are you kidding me? He'd burn it down to the ground. And with an exception of like Kavanaugh, which he was wrongly accused, tell me the person that has been in the administration, his administration, that has done something stupid or wrong that he spent any political capital trying to save. If you did something wrong, you screwed something up. He's like, see ya. Okay, right? Mm-hmm. He doesn't spend that capital. Why would he spend this much capital today? For a friend? For a supporter? We know it's not him because they would have used it against him. It's not a supporter because he has no record of spending political capital unless you're wrongly accused. Then he did it, Kavanaugh. He spent a lot of political capital on that. So what's his motivation? I did a show last night. Man, it is on fire right now, the number of views it has. And I don't know if any of it is right. But I walked on the set last night, and I had this whole script that we had prepared for days. We'd been working on it, and we had guests lined up and everything else. And I walked on the set, and I put the script down, and I looked at Jason, and I said, Jason, I hate to say this to you. Take the script out of prompter. I can't honestly say any of this anymore because of his tweet yesterday. Something in that tweet stuck out. And something in that tweet made me go, wait a minute. Something's really wrong here. I'll give that to you here in just a second. And you can see it on my YouTube page at glennbeck.com/YouTube. It's last night's TV show. Let me tell you about Rough Greens. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and there's a good reason for it. It's not just about filling your stomach. It's about starting your body off with the right nutrients, giving your cells what they need to function, and setting the tone for how you feel and perform the rest of the day. So why wouldn't the same thing be true of your dog? Most dog food, even the expensive stuff, isn't giving your dog what they really need because it's dead food. It's processed. It's shelf stable. That's code for they cook everything in it that could go bad. If anything that could go bad has been cooked out, that means there's nothing left that's alive. And you have to have those nutrients. You have to have the probiotics, the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, all the live nutrients that your dog needs and you need. So get a free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog today. It's a $20 value, but you'll get it free. Just cover the cost of the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com or call them at 214-ROUGH-DOG, 214-RUFF-DOG, or Rough Greens, RUFFgreens.com. Make sure you use the promo code BECK, and you'll get that free bag. Just cover shipping. So get your Rough Greens bag now, promo code BECK. Your dog, it's so good, they'll be asking you for it by name because they say rough. You see what I mean? Oh, my gosh. 10 seconds, we're back to the show. Okay, I have some more good news for you, some great stuff. But I just want you to hear me out. What people are saying now, what Donald Trump is saying is there's nothing in this. There's nothing in it. There isn't anything. And you know what? I began to really think about this last week when they were throwing up all kinds of walls. And I'm like, okay, why would you say that? Well, maybe there's nothing in it. This is my first thought. Maybe there's nothing in it that is provable. Okay, maybe these names are out there, but you can't prove anything. And it has had, now this is key, this is my thinking last week, they have the fingerprints of 1,000 people on it. They have, it sat around at the Justice Department on God knows whose desk or in what vault and who had access to it for at least 4 years under the Democratic control. So you don't know what's true. You don't know what's been taken out. You have no idea. I was thinking last week what was taken out. Then Donald Trump yesterday said, this is a hoax. No, it's not a hoax. Wait a minute. He said it was a hoax written by the Obama administration, Hillary Clinton, Brennan, and all the usual suspects. And he said written by. Is it possible that all of a sudden, lo and behold, gee, we look through it, look who's in here? And he can't prove other than that I didn't do that. Or there's something in there that has been written by the left, Brennan in particular. You don't think Brennan would do this? If he was actually there, Donald Trump would not be the president today. Okay? They would have used it. But maybe it was a booby trap. Knowing he was running on that, go ahead, release it. Look what you'll find. Booby trap. So they always put us in a lose-lose situation. Is that possible?
This is Glenn Beck.
It is easy to think of sacrifice as something that lives in the past, something that you read about in history books or see it in old black and white newsreels. But every day, somewhere in America, there is a first responder or a member of our military who puts that uniform on, knowing they might not come home. They don't do it for praise. They don't do it for recognition. They do it because that's who they are. And when the worst happens, when a hero falls, there's a moment where a family wonders how they'll ever put their lives back together. And that's where the Tunnel to Towers Foundation comes in. They step up to pay off the mortgages for the Gold Star families and the families of the first responders killed in the line of duty. And they build smart homes for the severely injured, veterans. And they provide hope and relief and the dignity in the midst of the unimaginable loss. Because sacrifice isn't just a story from the past. It is still happening every day. And it still deserves our support. Can you be part of the good that they're doing? Please donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2T.org.
Get involved in the Central Texas flood cleanup by donating at mercury1.org.
Relentlessly pursuing truth. That's what we try to do here. Relentlessly pursue truth to the best of our ability. I can't tell you what's true, what's not. I can tell you to the best of my ability what I think is true. And there's a lot of stuff that I don't know what's true or not yet, but we're relentlessly pursuing it because I believe the truth will set you free one way or another. And that is a message truly of faith. The truth shall set you free. That's scriptural. And it is a testament to faith. Do you believe universal truth, i.e. God, and his truth, his absolute, universal, and eternal truth, wins? I believe that. The good guys win eventually. May not win in my lifetime, but it wins because the truth will always win. That is a belief in God. That's where that comes from. And this is really super hard. But I think this is the first challenge that I have had since the 2020 election. Because I made a promise to myself, I'm not going to be married into any outcome. Because the 2020 election, it didn't go our way. But Or did it? Or did it? Because Donald Trump is doing more this term in 6 months that he could have done in the last 4 years of 2020. And he's a different man. And he knows who he serves. It's different now. So I actually think what we thought should have happened would have been the best thing for us in 2020 was not. God didn't give us what we wanted. He gave us what we deserve and what falls in line with his plans, because I do believe it's good versus evil. And I don't mean that the Democrats are evil. I believe there is a force of evil that is using people on both sides, but generally it is coming from the left. Evil is a force to be reckoned with, and there are forces of good as well. And they have nothing to do with political parties. But I just know God's will be done. And so I've tried to surrender after 2020. I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to get wrapped up in that anymore. And then I saw the good that came of it, and I'm like, wait a minute. I shouldn't have a horse in the race. I should just be pursuing truth and not my way. Just pursue truth. And know that it's all going to work out the way it's supposed to. That, again, is trust in God. So anyone who is saying either Donald Trump, you need to lay off, or Donald Trump, he's a villain, that's you. And I don't want to get caught up in this. That's you. That's coming from, do you put your faith in God, or do you put your faith in Donald Trump? We trust Donald Trump. I think my pursuit is because I like Donald Trump. I believe he's doing a great job, and I think the deep state is screwing with Donald Trump. And I don't know who's part of the deep state and who's not. I don't believe he is. I trust him. But you know what? You put your trust in men every time that will fail you. So, don't do that. I believe that he is doing the best he can. And I might find out later that I was wrong. Oh, well, God's will be done. I'm not going to trust in any man. I'm going to trust in God. And I suggest that it doesn't mean we don't relentlessly pursue the truth. I'm not going to stop pursuing the Epstein thing. But I am not going to take it with a vengeance of, I've got to prove what? that he's lying or that he's telling the truth. I have my suspicions, but I just want the truth. That's all I want. Don't take things personally. Otherwise, we are going to end up in civil war. We're going to. And we will destroy everything. Because when you are angry, when we are forcing our will, I mean, there's a lot of people in 2020 that were like, they're cheating. They're cheating. Maybe we should cheat too. No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't play their game. I don't want to become them. And that's the only way we win in the end, is if we surround ourselves with truth all of the time. So who do you serve? I serve God. Who do you trust? I trust God. And it's not up to me to be the arbiter of truth or to get my way or to win. It's my way to do my part in pursuing truth. That's it. Let the chips fall where they may. Now, let me take you to someplace, I think kind of entertaining. Michelle Obama has a podcast. Who knew? She does it with her brother. Who knew? It's a podcast with two brothers, right? And they wanted to address the rumors that they're getting a divorce. And this thing seems so staged. I want you to listen to this awkward exchange on the podcast. Cut one, please.
Wait, you guys like each other?
Oh, yeah, really, huh?
That's so
the
nice.
Rumor mill. It's my husband, y'all.
She took me back.
Now, don't start.
I can't.
It was touch and go for a while.
It's so nice to have you both in the same room together.
I know, because when we aren't, folks think we're divorced. There hasn't been one moment in our marriage where I thought about quitting my man. And we've had some really hard times, so we have had a lot of fun times, a lot of adventures, and I have become a better person because of the man I'm married to.
Okay, don't make me cry now. Right at the beginning of the show.
I believed her. Now this is
don't
so
let me
hokey.
start tearing up now.
And welcome to IMO.
Don't necessarily believe that's on
IMO.
this.
Get you all teared up. See, but this is why I can't talk. See, you can take the hard stuff, but when I start talking about the sweet stuff, you're like, stop, no, I can't do it.
I love it. I'm enjoying it.
But thank you, honey, for being on our show. Thanks for
thrilled to
making
be
the
here.
time. We got, as
You guys
Craig
are doing
said, we
good.
got a great
I've been listening.
Of course, I've been listening.
Doing good. What?
Okay.
No, they're not.
No, they're not doing
good.
They're not doing good. Okay, all right. And then there was this at the beginning, and some people say this was very awkward. Some people say no, it was very nice. It was very nice. When he walks in the room, he gives her a hug and a kiss. Watch. Gives her a little peck on the cheek. Okay. Does that look like they're totally into each other? Well, I give my wife a peck on the cheek occasionally if she walks into a room. If she walks into a room,
if you haven't seen her in months, and it seems like they haven't.
Okay, all right. Well, that's
would you kiss her on the cheek?
No,
Probably
it's
not.
a little different. It's a little. That would be a little different, but I wouldn't make our first, seeing of each other on television either.
Yeah, right.
So
that's true. That is true.
But in listening to the staff talk about this, and they were like, it was a really uncomfortable. Okay, well, maybe.
I think it was a little uncomfortable.
It was a little uncomfortable, but I mean, it's still, maybe. But I don't think that rivals, and I can't decide which is the worst, most uncomfortable kiss. Let me roll you back into the time machine to Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley. Do you remember this kiss? And he turns immediately away from the camera because he's like,
he was about to vomit. Yeah.
I mean, it was so awkward. When that happened, all of us went, oh my gosh, he has only kissed little boys. What are we doing? What is happening? He doesn't like women. What is happening? Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one that sticks out in my mind and I'm not sure which is worse, the Lisa Marie or the Tipper and Al Gore.
The kiss. The famous exchange during the 2000 Democratic presidential convention was to some lovely, to others icky.
That's an ABC reporter. To some lovely, others icky. And it really was. And it was, I believe his global warming stuff more than that kiss. And you know where I stand on global warming.
Yeah.
That was the most awkward kiss, I think, ever on television.
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Yeah. So when people who are, these youngsters these days, they look at Barack and Michelle and go, that was an awkward kiss. Don't even start with, we know when we were kids, we knew what awkward kisses were like.
Well, the other awkward thing about that is she claims that there hasn't been one moment in their marriage where she has considered
Really
leaving him.
Yeah.
She just said a while ago, I don't know, a month, within a year ago, she hated his guts for 10 years. She hated him for 10 years.
That doesn't mean that you're going to give up.
It does. I guess not. I guess not. Maybe you enjoy being miserable. I don't know.
I have to tell you the truth. My grandmother, when I got a divorce, it just busted me up forever. I call her up and I said, on my first marriage, Grandma, we're getting a divorce. And my sweet little 80-year-old grandmother, who never said a bad thing in her life, said, excuse me? And I said, what? We're getting a divorce. And she said, how dare you? I was like, what's happening? And she said, I really thought you would be the one that would understand. Out of everybody in this family, I thought you would understand. And I said, what? And she said, this just crushed me when she said it. Do you think your grandfather and I liked each other all those years? I was like, well, wow. Yeah, kind of. And she said, we loved each other, but we didn't always like each other. And there were times that we were so mad at each other. Mm-hmm. But we knew one thing. Marriage lasts until death.
Did she know your first wife?
Okay, all right. That's just not necessary. Let me tell you about realestateagentsitrust.com. Imagine buying or selling a home that came with a warning label. May cause extreme stress, late nights, financial headaches, unexpected tears. Consult professional before proceeding. How terrifying is that when you realize you don't even know what that professional is? How do you know who a professional real estate agent is? Because most of us, honestly, you hear it from a friend, right? Or you've moved someplace and you used them before and it worked out for you. But are they the best? So if you're working with the wrong agent, somebody who doesn't understand the market, doesn't understand your priorities, or doesn't care enough to fight for you, it's real trouble. This is why we created realestateagentsitrust.com. This is my company. This is not just a referral service. This is a network of experienced professionals who know how to make the process smoother and faster and less painful. They've got the track record to prove it, and we can show it to you. They have been vetted to ensure that you're getting someone who actually cares about the outcome, not just the commission. No headaches, no horror stories, just real help from people who know what they're doing. Because your next move shouldn't come with a warning label. It should come with increased peace of mind. So go to realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
This is Glenn Beck.
Welcome to the Glenn Beck Program. We're glad you're here. Let's see here. There was an advisor, what was it, last week that Joe Biden's doctor said, I can't violate patient-physician confidentiality.
Yeah.
So I can't say about his health. So I plead the fifth. And, Personally, I've got a lot to say on that. Sorry, but the president kind of belongs to the country in that case. When there's a real problem, we have to know, okay? Like, for instance, I don't know if most people know this, but the president can't say, I'm going here. If the Secret Service says, no, sir, you're not, the Secret Service wins because they work for the Constitution, and so does the president. And the president is a representative of the people, and it's their job to keep him and the constitutional order in place. So the president can say whatever he wants, but if he's putting himself in extreme danger, sorry, sir, you're not going parachuting this weekend. Okay? And I think the same should be true with his health. I don't need to know all the ins and outs of his health and everything else. But if there's something wrong, we should be able to know that. And clearly there was something wrong with Joe Biden. And so when we're investigating, and we have to know, because how do we make sure that doesn't happen again? We have to know. But he says, I can't violate it. Okay, well, we could take that to court if we had to. But there was another advisor. This is a Biden advisor, not a doctor. Cut 2.
Mr. Bernal, did you ever advise President Joe Biden to pardon his son, Hunter Biden?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Mr. Bernal, was President Joe Biden fit to exercise the duties of the president?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Wow.
Let the record reflect that Mr. Bernal has invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Mr. Bernal, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Wow.
Mr. Bernal, did any unelected official or family member of President Joe Biden execute the duties of the presidency?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Did President Joe Biden ever instruct you to lie regarding his health at any time, including but not limited in your testimony to Congress today?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Wow. Okay, some of that. All right.
Wow.
But was he fit to exercise the duties of the president? That one's easily answerable. Yes, of course he was.
Right.
What are you afraid of on that particular question? I mean, that doesn't bode well for the former president and the outgoing administration. This thing is going to come crashing down. You watch next 12 months. Going to be very interesting to watch.
This is Glenn Beck.